This is Clint Locklear from Wolfer Nation Trapping Radio, the podcast every Friday night. And what I'm actually out doing is I've got the TV crew coming down to film for F&T show. So me and Travis are out. We're on a new place and we're setting up coyote snares. And I was going to show you just a few of these so you get a grasp of what's going on. As you can see, this is a four-wheeler trail and it's very open. This is not a two-track with a bunch of grass. So if you'll back up just a little bit, Travis, so you can show this. This is natural here, and it's about the only place that kind of funnels everything in. And I want my loop to be directly over the tire track. Now, I don't know if you can tell from the angle, but this is coming down probably about a 20% slope. So I've got my loop lower to the ground than I would. So if it was level, I'd have this thing, see it's not that much. It's probably only about 8 inches off the ground. Since they're going up and down, they lean in either way that they're going up and down a grade. So you have to lower your snare down for it to do any good. If you keep it high, it'll just hit them in the top of the head and they'll go over it. Now here is some of the QSR, see, snare supports. This is what I'm using. It's got the blade on the bottom. You can order these from F&T or anybody that carries QSR stuff. So I'm just pushing that in the ground. I've got my loop right directly in front of the trail. I've got my cable run off to this hardwood over here. Now I'm going to take a couple of things to finish this off, just to make it look a little more natural. Now there's some rules with trapping. One of the rules that you have to understand, and nothing is allowed to touch your loop. If you do, you're in trouble. So having that underneath is no big deal. Kind of raise him up a little bit anyway. I'm going to get one more small one, kind of close that in a little bit. And then we're going to block it up on the other side just a little bit. That's pretty hard. There we go. So I'm going to have that. I might push that in better. That ain't going to work. Let me get a new branch. No reason to fight something if you ain't got to. See, I've got this gear that's right in here. And I want to kind of hide that. So that's what I'm doing this for. There we go. Now, same rules apply. Nothing is allowed to touch that loop. Not pine needles, not anything. You got to have it completely open. So when this coyote comes down, his head's going to be lower. He's going to catch him. He's going to catch him that way. Get my lock set up right. I'll probably go and get that out of the way. So when the coyotes come down, he's going to get caught. Now this other side, it's really wide open. So we're going to take some of this stuff. We're just going to make it look like it's way more inconvenient to go anywhere else. But I don't want it to make it look like a person has done it per se. Exactly. So it's just a bramble. So when that coyote's coming up or down this road, he's going to see the easiest place to come over here is. Plus, this is the high side of the track. This is higher than that. If you go watch any dog, they'll cross back and forth to the high parts, and he'll come down through and we'll catch him. Now, what we're doing right now, because we have a few days before we shoot the show, I'm getting it completely out of the way, and I'm going to leave it just like this. So when I come back the day before Alan gets down here, open that right up. We're good to go. It takes just a second to get these out. So if you're presetting for season, this is the way you do it. Plus they get used to any disturbance we made. Very quick and deadly way to catch coyotes is in these roads, because that's where you see the tracks, because that's where they're running.